Hello everybody and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. We are in a slightly different place from where we ended because we could go directly to Tabor, and this is going to be, I think this is where there's a will. We're going to go in and speak with Cyril about the information that was found about Joshua and Clive's father's will that was apparently found in the ruins of Rosaria. So we can probably head in here. Let's just have a chat with this Undying Acolyte. Probably polite to introduce ourselves on the way in.
The bearer of the burning quill is within, my lord. Prithee enter.
Okay.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
My beloved sons, I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet, even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms, and only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way, it shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you. Your father... Oh, and I just don't remember his name. It looks like it starts with a J. I feel very badly. Maybe we'll hear his name in just a second. He was Archduke Rosfield, obviously, but I don't remember his name.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate. What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the Blight spreading ever more widely across the Twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Speak with Archduke Elwyn's aide in the Requitory. As with so many points in this writing, I really like the fact that it wasn't just going to be, oh yeah, and I was going to free them, but I just figured that I'd have you guys do it after I pass. It's that this would probably need to be a cross-generational plan. Like, there's so much etched prejudice against the bearers that's like written all throughout society, that it would take a long time to carefully move those over to a point where that could start to happen, at least not without a tremendous amount of violence. And that feels unconscionable for the bearers that are still suffering under the yokes of this, like, this slavery. Like, it's straight up slavery. And also, with the blight bearing down on them, a brutal civil war would make things even worse for everybody, including the bearers. So to come up with a plan that was going to be, okay, so we cannot do it today, but here's the plan by which we can unfold it over time. It feels like somebody with a good heart who was legitimately trying to do the best that he could for the largest number of people. And it's a complicated topic, but sometimes a good story is going to have complicated topics, complicated answers. So that's my thoughts on it so far.
This is the Required Tree, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's true nature surely lie buried within these pages. We have only to unearth them.
Okay, Required Tree.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Garuda, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Garuda. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Garuda.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
The griffin your father meant to slay is currently nesting in Titan's Wake, not far from here. Slay it in his stead, and claim the Heartstone that he could not.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me look at some of this stuff. Lord Cyril, acolyte stationed across Valisthea, reported a curious change in the primeval structures we have come to refer to as monoliths following the fall of Drake's Tail and the change in the skies. Allow me to present the preliminary findings of our archaeologians' investigations into those monoliths most near at hand. We're finally able to visually confirm the activation of the structure in the northern reaches of the Velcroy, but a sandstorm forced our temporary retreat. We'll make a second attempt when the wind drops. In Draco's Deep, our team was able to make direct contact with the monolith. However, no further change was observed upon touching the surface, nor upon dealing it several stout blows with both fist and blade. Whatever the purpose of its activation, it would appear to be other than that of the defensive echoes we've encountered among previous relics of the Fallen and their predecessors. We shall continue our investigations both of the monoliths proper and of any historical writings that might refer to them, and inform your lordship forthwith should they produce any discoveries of note. May the Phoenix's flame burn ever in your hearts. Tamaj, Second Order of the Archaeologians. I will pass on this, I think. And, oh, hello.
The Undying are not the only secret fellowship in this realm, you know. There are others, each working for their own ends. Why? Not so very long ago, a society committed to discovering how one might cast magics without a catalyst was found to be operating throughout Valisthea. They were denounced as heretics, rooted out, and driven from our shores, never to be seen again.
I wonder if that's a reference to something like Final Fantasy lore that, like, I may not understand. But yeah, no, we found a different secret society, the one that wants to, like, burn all the books. Or, sorry, books that they don't like.
To the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Okay, there is another quest right here, but I'm going to vote that we come back for this so that we can sort of, like, follow the storyline all the way through. So we're going to head about 300 marks this way. On our way over, this is not sort of story-wise where I would put a lot of priority in terms of them getting matching armbands to honor their family and their father and stuff. I do also get that this is very important to them. And sometimes people do need a symbol, and seeing the Rosfield brothers, like, wearing their armbands and, you know, having reunited as a family, it could be a potent symbol for people.
There it is. The House Rosfield.
Oh, miss.
Too slow.
Oh, I can't figure this out. Hold on.
Help me, boy.
This. don't be in there.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Garuda will know.
Okay, we don't get the fast travel option back. I will just say, the other part about this quest is that we went and like basically picked a fight with this griffin that nobody cared about. It really wasn't bothering anybody whatsoever, but we did it exclusively to get like an extra piece of jewelry. Like, it doesn't really feel great. We kill beasts that are aggressive and disrupting trade and hurting people all the time. This one feels a little bit like, oh, this one was just like a trophy hunt. All right, now we can turn it in.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Garuda, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Garuda, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
And it's that sort of like heartfelt thank you that she spent, you guys, she spent her life on this. I mean, at least the last decade and a half or so. Well, no, it was 13 years plus 5 years. So no, it's been like 2 decades effectively that she has spent on all of this. She needed to see this through, and the boys needed to take this seriously. It's before we let's talk to her real. Hi, let's talk to her here real quick.
I remain your faithful servant, my lord.
All right, let's head out and we'll see if there's another cutscene or something here.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff. Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Should we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Yeah, I think we'll just go with the super short version, which is imagine all the time and effort she's put into this, and then when she finally has a chance to present her personal sacrifice to the Rosfield boys, they're like, oh, actually, we were so busy, and it doesn't really go with our style, so we'll pass on the armbands. Like, that would be unforgivable.
Here, take a look at my wares.
Hold on, we want to go... I just want to top off on potions, which is... one of these. Here we go. Yep. Had it down a couple when we were fighting the potions. All right, let's go visit Father's grave.
Let's go.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies? Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to hear what they had to say, and accidentally wound up coming the right way.
It's just back there.
And look at that, here we are already.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Joshua has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Wait, was that not already the case? A couple of quick thoughts. It's interesting, another one of those subtle details, that the memorial is in a very remote and secluded area. Partially that's because I don't know if this is the big crater. Let me just check on the map exactly where this is. I don't think that this is the big crater next to where Roslith was destroyed. Let me just go back to, I'm so sorry, world map. Well, that's the hideaway. And no, Rosario was way the hell over here. Yeah. So, but based on everything that went down, it's conceivable that the Archduke would have been labeled a traitor, or, you know, who knows what story they spun afterwards to justify the overthrow of the government, and now the Duchess is in charge and everything's going to get turned around, and they had been too lenient on bearers. Like, they could have spun a lot of stories about him not being right in the head, so any memorial to him might have needed to be far away. Plus, I mean, like, there was a lot of damage and destruction around Phoenix Gate, and probably to the main castle, which, again, different place than Phoenix Gate, but actually we've been there, and I don't think that was the part that was destroyed. It's perfectly fine. Let's head on over to Trial and Error. Okay, here we are in Northreach, and we're going to be meeting up with the new recruit.
I'm nervous. Is it alright to be nervous?
I don't care either way, so long as you do as I tell you.
The nervous guy who wants to be a scout.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, No support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine curse breaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You will need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impressed me.
Wait, I have to go too? I thought that this was going to be the easiest quest in the game. We just stand here and he comes back. Wouldn't it be awesome if, we had to play as him for this section?
Even now, the capital has moved. The Empire keeps the watchtowers overlooking royal meadows and the Sea of Grace manned. But only by a skeleton crew. It's a trial, not a death sentence.
No fire abilities, no iconic magic, just a dude. It would be so funny based on the fact that this game has no stealth mechanics, and then suddenly you have to do this random stealth sequence would be probably very unwelcome. But we've all played games where they will insert some new game mechanic just in the middle of it. You're like, what are you doing? This is not what I'm playing this particular game for. And yet this game has gone to such places that it really wouldn't surprise me if it just had a random section in there like that. All right. I think
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready.
And Gav really is aces. It has occurred to me on multiple times that in any given... Uh-oh.
Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run! If you want him, you'll have to go through me. Too slow.
Flawless victory!
Ember, are you... Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
We'll head back, but at the moment, I would not fault him. I want to hear from him, but I wouldn't... I'm not feeling particularly judgmental about his decision to get the hell out. If you're a scout, having the... what's it called? The judgment to know when you are in over your head, know your limits. That's exactly what Clive said to him. To be able to say, I need to get out of here with the information that I was sent to find. And yes, he was sent to find it on behalf of Clive and the other person whose name I'm not remembering right now. So, like, saying to help, as Gav surely would have, that is also, like, that would have been the ideal outcome. But also, Clive specifically said to him, know your limits. Gav isn't the best because he can do everything. That felt like tacit permission to get the hell out if it was getting too hot. So, I don't know. I'm not mad at him for taking off.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
I don't know. I think improved communication would be a plus, but he, like I was saying, he did what he was asked to do, and he got in and out alive, and he didn't put anybody else at risk. Not really.
Should have seen him. The thing didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, neither did you, I hear. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
So let's think it through, because he went in there, he got spotted by an enemy, he took no action to protect himself, and then Clive stepped in to help him out. When he did, as soon as he did, here's what I'm just not mad about. Ember left immediately so that he would not then be on, Clive did not have to worry about protecting Ember while simultaneously taking down the enemy. That's not a mechanic in the video game, but it is a concern that you would have if this was a more like real life scenario. So he got out of there immediately, and then instead of abandoning the mission, he went forward with his primary goal. Also, we did see that he had slain some of those dogs on the way in, the bad dogs, not nice dogs. So He's clearly got some combat acumen. Clive commented on them being clean kills. So the one thing is that he had some difficulty with a type of enemy that, to be blunt, I personally have difficulty with. So I don't know. I feel like he does deserve passing marks.
Ember lost his nerve in the face of a beast of prey, but he didn't lose heart. He pressed on, and he achieved his aim. And is that not what we ask of our scouts?
Indeed it is. Thank you for your honest appraisal, Sid. The fact remains, however, that Ember will not always have a battle-hardened warrior on hand to pluck him from the jaws of peril. All I have gleaned from this trial is that without someone watching his back, Ember is little more than a liability.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half. Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
It couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things rarely do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you. Sid, I wanted you to know. I will be taking personal responsibility for Ember's combat training. And I will not let you down.
Okay, and it did just say that there's another quest nearby. They basically covered it there. Okay, we do have a new missive, and we've got something in the alehouse. Oh, right, and I think there's something at the Patron's Whisper, in terms of, like, a new reward.
Twinside's hundreds of leagues away. That'd mean the crystal is...
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts?
Continental Acclaim, the Roaring Hearth. If the drunken galley captain I shared a table with last night is to be believed, word of your exploits has made its way across the seas to the great continent. What is more, she claims there are those who would see you flourish, herself being one such woman. Signed, Gareth. And we got some Genji gloves.
You earned this.
Let's just take a quick look at Genji gloves. And possibly our abilities as well. I don't want to spend a lot of time in there, but I still want to weigh when it's time to take off the extra ability points. Genji gloves. Increases damage dealt to enemies by 5%. That's, you know, especially if we, you know, couple it up with some of the other things. Oh, down thrust damage. I do like down thrust damage. Genji gloves is one of my favorite accessories that we picked up in a minute, but let's go take a look at abilities. Is there anything else that we'd want to... Oh, well, didn't we want to upgrade Giga Flare? This is Mastery. Let me just look at details again. That just allows assignment to any icon. And then Earth and Fury. I've never learned. And these are all Masteries. I never picked up Lightning Rod. We'll probably... Well, you know what? Why don't we upgrade it? And I don't know if we will master it. Judgment Bolt. Oh, this is like the super hit. Well, I can't afford it, so it doesn't matter what I might do in the future. And then over here, we've got Diamond Dust, would be an upgrade, and I just spent some points. So yeah, let's aim at getting Diamond Dust upgraded, and I surely wouldn't mind. These are all masteries that just let them be reassigned. Also, you know what, Phoenix? Let's go ahead and get the upgrade to Phoenix. So that gives a sense of what we want to do next. Aerial Blast is also mastery. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I do also see that Nectar there has some additional notorious marks. I think to a large extent, and I apologize, there's something happening just outside, so if that's audible on the mic, so be it. Regarding the notorious marks, unless one that comes up that is like a completely new enemy type or does something really incredible, I think that some of those are going to just sort of be off recording, because it's go to an area. Sometimes it takes, I mean, I've sometimes searched for like 5, 10, 15 minutes to find the exact place where one is, and then fight them, and it's a very familiar fight. So we'll see what's there, but I think that we'll focus on story-related stuff for the most part.
You all right?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon, and I wanted to make something for it.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make gifts when a bairn was on the way. Yeah, let the little tykes know they were welcome in their new homes, like.
So, what's the problem?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now, and I don't know if I'll be ready in time.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You know, there just might be.
All right then. What exactly are we making?
A good luck charm. But not just any good luck charm.
Not just any.
No. One made from the feather of a silver chocobo. There's nowt lucky in all the realm, or so we used to say back home anyway. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but nothing. I'd try and track one down myself, only...
Only the big day is fast approaching. And that's all you need, a feather.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna start by asking around with traveling traders plying the northern borders.
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Martha's. I think I might make that my first port of call. I'll let you know if I find anything.
You're a good friend, Clive. I won't forget this. Can't say I've ever seen a silver chocobo myself, but I have seen one of their feathers. Look just like a normal one, only silver, obviously. Well, grey.
We'll head over now, but I really hope that we don't wind up killing a chocobo so that we can give a good luck charm to a baby. That seems even less defensible than going after the heartstone in the belly of the griffin. And here in Martha's Rest, we're gonna wander around and talk
Just 'cause
to...
the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to. Now, let's get this stall set out.
some merchants.
How do, traveller? You've the look of a man who could do with a new whetstone. Or perhaps a bawdy etching of the Vicerine.
Maybe another time. I'm looking for a silver chocobo feather.
If that's the case, rumours are all you're likely to find. No one has seen a silver chocobo for years. Word is they were all hunted for their feathers. Some northern nonsense about bringing good luck. Didn't bring them much, nor their bows. If any are still out there, I reckon they'll be doing their damnedest not to be discovered.
You're probably right. Thank you anyway.
Okay, all the more reason not to make this into a trophy hunt.
I've got greens of all shapes.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
Oh, 1,000 the cash it
The people of the rest may seem to be in high spirits, but give them a little wine, a little company, and the tears soon begin to flow. Don't keep your woes to yourself, soldier. Open those floodgates. You'll feel the better for it, believe you me.
Probably, but I've got other shoulders to cry on. Thank you for the offer, though. Boy, the courtesans must like think about how dire everything has been for like years now. They must have heard it all.
Can I help you with something?
You wouldn't happen to sell silver chocobo feathers, would you?
I deal in fruit, not fancies. But if it's fancies you're after, I suggest you try Rhiannon's ride.
Was a silver chocobo seen there?
Oh, yes. If you believe the ravings of a madman.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, he's busy. All right, hold on, let me just check the map. Yeah, there's at least one more person to talk to. Let's look over here. That's why I wanted to check the map to see where the green circle goes.
Whoever's idea it was to take those bearers away to Eastport has my thanks.
Who else would it have been but Martha? She always puts the good of the town first, that one.
Okay, but that's about having too many mouths to feed, too many beds to shelter, right? We're not anti-bearers here because, like, that's the whole thing we're trying to get past. And just on that note from the earlier quest, just the fact that...
Oh, this guy can fuck right off.
Clive and Joshua have firm confirmation that they're not only doing what they think is right, they're following the path that their father would have chosen for them. Here we go.
Going spare now. You want a bed for the night?
Excuse me. I'm looking for something.
Oh, well, then I'm your man.
A silver chocobo feather.
Oh, or maybe not. Though you're not the first to mention the bird around here. There was a man stopped by the rest not long ago claiming he was attacked by a silver chocobo near some gutted hovel not far from Eastpool. Most took him for a braggart and a liar, but who knows? Perhaps there was some truth to his tale.
We'll see. Thank you. A silver chocobo sighted in the hills near Rhiannon's Ride. It sounds almost too good to be true. But since I'm already here...
We'll definitely go take a look, and I will spend 0 more minutes on this. I'm just wondering about the rope holding up this bucket, because it's not. The bucket is just resting on the... on the pedestal, so I just wonder what the rope is there for. It wouldn't even really help to prevent somebody from taking it, because it's not looped through anything. You just sort of, like, get it loosened from the underlip, and who knows. It's just one of those details where this game is so... Okay, I didn't... It's just heading in the direction that seemed the most direct, and there we found an orchestrion roll. Okay, let's see if we can find our way 280 yards that way.
More tracks. And these look fresh. The chocobo was here. And recently. Perhaps it still is.
I was gonna say, the stranger might have been attacked by a chocobo and still be lying about the color of it.
I don't hear anything. Well, I'll be damned. It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. Just borrowing a feather for my friend. Thank you. Let's get this back to Gav before they change their minds.
Well, I will fast travel straight back. Yep, no, let's get out of here. No fight necessary.
was no trouble at all.
Still. Clive, you're back. How'd you get on? Any luck?
Any luck, you say?
Crystals crack. Is this what I think it is? Where in the hell did you find it?
It's a long story.
Right there on the road to Eastpool. Who'd have thought it?
Everything up there's been abandoned for years. The empty cabin made for the perfect shelter. Though I fear my presence may have forced the poor creatures to look elsewhere.
Don't blame yourself, Clive. The Blight's right on Eastpool's doorstep. They'd have had to move on before long, even if you hadn't have turned up. They'll find a new home. Trust me. After all, that's what us endangered animals do. Anyway, what matters is, you managed to nick us one of their quills before they could run off. And now all that's left is to fix it to the carving.
I didn't know you could carve.
Reckon there's a lot you don't know about me. Like the fact I'm as good with a whittling knife as I am with a sword. And that bone Ember gave me's a dream to work with. What did you say it was from again? An Avis?
But it weren't your Avis, Sid. I slew one of my own at last.
So all those long nights in the pit finally bore fruit. I'm proud of you, Ember.
Don't speak too soon. I ain't done my trial yet.
There we go. What do you think?
I think if you ever hang up your scouting cap, you'll be able to make an honest living.
Oh, will I? I should go and see if Ed is awake.
Give it my best.
You can give it to yourself. Come on.
Also, I guess there's been big developments for Ember since we saw him earlier today, and he's already spent multiple nights in the pit.
I don't want Gav to give up being a scout, honest.
Okay, no, I will be happy to go talk to Edda. We did see her earlier, but among other things, I just want to make sure that she's... I feel like it would be important to Clive to make sure that she's settling in, feeling comfortable, no undue complications from having lived into, like, the thickest part of an Akashic flood for who knows how long. Oh.
I was just about to go in, but then I thought it might be better if you went first. What with you being the head of the family and all.
Nah, I think that she probably has a better relationship with Gav.
Ah, me lords.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you. Is something wrong?
Wrong? No, nothing like that. What it is,
Go on, please. It's beautiful. Did you make it?
We did. It's from all of us here at the Hideaway. Your new family, like. It's a good luck charm. We may come up north when a band's on the way. I mean a baby. To let him know that they're part of the family too. Oh, I hope you like it.
I don't know what to say. I thank you, my lords, for everything.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
I will.
Clive, fancy a swift off? I'm thirsty.
I could be convinced. Don't you think you've had enough?
Oh, we're celebrating. I'm gonna be a father.
I think Edda might have something to say about that.
You know what I mean. Bit of light in these dark times. Wasn't long after me 10th name day. My mum told us she was with child again. I was over the fucking moon. I was looking forward to having a little one to lord it over, what with me being the runt of the litter. Thought I'd finally have a chance to prove to the world that I could be a big brother. Imperials came the day she went into labour. Had myself a baby sister. And then I didn't. Me whole family gone in a blink, while I hid in the cellar like the spineless little arsehole I was. Great brother I turned out to be. I'll never be a leader. And I'll never be a hero. I'm just a daft little dog who comes running when his master calls. I'll never be like you, or Sid, or Jill, or even Torgal.
Have you finished?
Maybe.
Do you know why you're our best scout? Because you don't need anyone to hold your hand. Without your resourcefulness, your courage, your determination, I don't know where we'd be. Maybe hanging off a cliff like,
That was only the once.
Exactly. You learned from it. And here you are after Founder knows how many missions, stronger for everyone. And let's not forget Rosalith. Who was it who freed me from the dungeon? Who was it who ran to Jill's rescue?
That would be me.
Because you're our brother, Gav. My brother.
Your brother.
Which means that when the time comes,
I get your room. And your sword. I may have had one too many.
You may have had 10 too many.
I said I was thirsty. Better get back to work anyway. After I walk this off. Clive?
What is it?
Thanks for, you know.
I know.
I kind of feel like that moment is perfect, and I should just walk away, but also video game.
One of these days. One of these days, I swear it's gonna be me who drinks you under the table.
If by under the table you mean retching on my boots half the night, I reckon one of those days was yesterday.
Ha ha, you think you're so funny. But just wait till we crack open the bottle I left in your chambers. That stuff's strong enough to burn the horns off a behemoth.
Sounds like I'll be needing some new boots.
Okay, I'm glad that he stepped away from the edge because there's no railing here, and if he's feeling that dizzy or whatever. No, the thing with Gav is this can come up with individuals who are very independent, like they're just very self-directed, but they're working within a larger organization. You don't need to check up on them. You don't need to check their work. You don't need to tell them what you need because they're already on it. But over time, they can start to feel unseen and underappreciated when in fact they are an absolute key to everything that's happening. So as with so many things in this game, really glad to see that reflected in the writing and for Clive to have an opportunity to talk with Gav. Now, there's been a series of other quests around, including, I believe, a missive in Clive's quarters. So let's see if we can head up and over there. Concern for Jill. Oh, we've got so many. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to start from the bottom because we know that this is where they go to. Its oldest is on the bottom, so. Make amends. Master Clive, I'm aware that there are matters of much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shelves that I might ask a single favor concerning His Highness Prince Dion. Anything we can do for Prince Dion is a yes. Anything we can do for Harpocrates here is a yes.
It's usually me making demands of Harpocrates. I wonder what this is about.
And before we leave the reading table, I think we might come back for the quest part, but let's read a little bit further here. Whole again. Clive, it occurs to me that a single word of thanks does not nearly suffice to express my gratitude for you reuniting me with From a Distance. The tome made me who I am today, and yet I thought that I should never set eyes upon it again, that those who took it from me had forever robbed me of a part of myself. But now I am whole again thanks to you. I regret that I can only fill in the gaps in your knowledge and not the holes in your soul, for which reason I shall ever be in your debt. And not the holes in your soul. I can only fill the gaps in your knowledge and not the holes in your soul. Feels a little presumptuous to say, yeah, you've got some really damage. You got some real, like, integrity damage to your soul that I can't help you with. Like, it would be real easy for that to be read not correct, but no, the sentiment is very much appreciated from Vivian. That's a nice thank you letter. A fine hound. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there's still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you, but that don't mean you should take it for granted. At the end of the day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pat his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of Kupo nuts. You'll do good to remember that. I do pet him, not super frequently, but I like to pet Torgal a lot. Treasure hunt. What? You didn't think I were just saying that stuff about hiding my engine, did you? Wouldn't you know I've already a fine spot picked out and everything, but if you're going to go on this grand adventure, you'll need to be quick about your business with that ruddy god of yours. Take too long and somebody more clever might beat you to the prize. I suppose in that case I could bury you in one of my lesser inventions. Oh, sorry, I could bury you one of my lesser inventions. Goddess knows I've countless. The Triunity. Bringing together three men from differing backgrounds was not to be without some difficulty. However, come together we did, for a better Valisthea. The Triunity was but a first step. A longer, more bitter journey awaits us all, one that will almost certainly end in hardship. Yet what matters most is not the destination, but what we can learn from one another while on the road there. You've paved the road for us with your courage, Clive. Now we must have the courage to walk it. Your loving uncle. Super quickly, one thing that I wanted to get to is, and I promise that there are no spoilers here, in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, there's actually a few sections that are about the value in a culture that has always been like monarchical, like always had a king, and people are born and raised their whole lives into service to the king, and how that can't simply be overthrown by saying, oh no, that's all wrong. Everything you've been taught is completely wrong. It can take some time to redirect that into a more what's the phrase? Not. I'm completely failing on the language here. It's in my head, and it's like equal and just society, a more democratic representation of the people's will. And it's not as simple as just saying, "Oh, you're all now equal." It doesn't necessarily work like that, and it can take a lot of time to change from a culture of servitude to a hereditary monarchy into a sense of civil service for the betterment of society, and that doesn't just spring up out of nowhere. And it was just really thoughtful writing about that, and I don't think it's intended to say it can never happen or must unfold over the course of like 10 generations, but rather something that needs to be built up towards over time. And it's at least an interesting thought, and I feel like we're getting some of that here, where Clive and Uncle Byron and others are setting the stage, Joshua going down the path to begin paving that road further, as it's put right here. So I just think that that's a lot more thoughtful and representative of what would need to happen, as opposed to, and forgive me for my common touchstone, not Dungeons and Dragons Bound by Honor Among Thieves. I think that was what it's called. Great movie. No, not that one. The Thora Birch, Jeremy Irons movie, the earliest Dungeons and Dragons movie that I know of, like live action movie. So embarrassing at the end of it, where she just goes, "You are now all equal," and like it's all done. It's all done. Everybody is equal, and there's no social strife or anything. Happy ending for all, because the queen just says it. You're all equal, and it's all done. My beloved sons. Why do I feel like I didn't read this? Oh no, this was the will. Okay, so we did already read this. Now, to go further, that would pick up another quest, so I'm going to pause there, and why don't we go talk to Harpocrates? It's real easy for me as Clive to say, this person is a slaver and I'm going to kill them right now. That's really easy to do. To change the entire culture of this kingdom, this duchy, as well as all of the surrounding lands into something that can be sustained, something that can endure that sort of like social upheaval, that takes a little bit more thought and care. And I like the fact that this game is not being flippant about it.
Lordsman Harpocrates, I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor. This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting, not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him. And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail. Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
You have seen cultivated wyvern tails before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color. There is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
Also, let's just chat with him very quickly because we might have some more lore for him.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost.
Wait, is this is not the one that we're currently doing, is it? Okay, let's do some of these in order.
Ah, yes.
You have arrived at a solution, then. Dion will carry us.
Indeed.
A fit befitting the final act. I congratulate myself that I shall live long enough to see it, a feat in itself for a man of my years. But to be serious, it is no small thing to march against fate, Clive. You must be certain of your footing, lest the winds of destiny divert you from your course. Are you certain of your footing, Clive? I am.
Then go.
And do what you must.
Okay, do we have a different quest here? Sure.
Despite scouring the shelves, I have found only one reliable reference to a place where wild wyvern tails are known to have grown. But it is in Waloed, by a waterfall near Rickmal's roost, as I told you. I dare not ask that you undertake such a long and perilous journey on my account, of course, but were you to find yourself in the area?
Okay, I thought the name of the quest was Making Amends, so...
I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them.
Oh.
You wish to study the tomes?
Why don't we see very quickly what he has to say about Origin? A vast structure that lay dormant beneath the crystalline dominion for countless centuries. When Ultima Scheme reached its final stages, it was summoned from the depths, sowing untold destruction and leaving bleak black skies in its wake. It eerily resembles a mother crystal.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Okay, let's head here, and we're going to go do what Tome says. We're going to head right over to Isla. On the way across here, unless I miss my guess, we are now getting, at this point, an explanation about those white flowers that seem to be so important to Dion. No, we're going to skip the fight, though. We fought these guys. We know we can do it. The white flowers that are so important to, or were so important to, Dion and his father.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
Okay, let's pop off here.
Straight home now.
So this guy we're gonna have to fight, but we all remember those flowers that like his father was like super into, and then he would like give Dion the father, and it's so clear, so the flower, and it so clearly had like this incredible importance to them, but it was left completely unexplained. So at the end, I'm like, well, it's got to be some sort of a cultural thing. But no, here it is, like that it represents like emotional solace and clarity of thought and vision. I get it, and I like that.
Mistakes.
Hold on, don't light all the flowers on fire, though.
Nice try. Too slow.
Wait, is somebody else joining this fight? Oh. Okay. That's how the fights with those drakes or whatever usually go, where they just get off a number of hits because they're attacking more frequently than I expect.
Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Yeah, we don't want to make 2 trips the next time that he wants one.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
I think I did.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
It's interesting having a point in the story where Tomes is feeling nervous about encountering somebody. He is the oldest and wisest among us, and maybe a reminder that everybody has regrets looking back on how they failed people that were important to them in their lives.
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
No. It is time, then.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates. No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more. All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right. I must, at the very least, offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
You'd be surprised.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete. Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
Lift up your head, Your Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is unique to those found in the wild. Something in the harsh environment in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him. For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost. I shall not forget this.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tails. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
What's this?
A stolus quill. or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you. That one day, you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about. Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Okay, is this based on some sort of existing mythology? Because who wrote this? Who wrote that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes that it hears during its lifetime, and then those words come pouring out when it's made into a quill for a wise man to use as a writing implement? Who thought of that? Oh my god! That's so beautiful! I need to leave this room and continue with the story. Also, look, Clive went over, he got the flower. He did do that. I don't think that he's actually teleporting, and I think that, you know, in the mythology of the game, it was probably like a voyage to go. He took the Enterprise and went over. I get it. Okay, so I get it. Also, he was basically just an intermediary for a conversation between Harpocrates and Prince Dion. He didn't need to be rewarded by both sides of that. They each gave him something. And it's like, no, guys, talk to each other. I'm just here to broker, to get you guys in a room, and after that, I sort of fade into the shadows. This is really between you guys. Okay. Concern for Jill. Though her Eikon brought her much suffering, the loss of Shiva weighs heavy on her heart, and we would be poor friends indeed if we did not seek to lighten that burden, but only a fraction before we depart for the skies. I would speak on this more in private. Joshua, anytime you need to talk about anything.
If Joshua's worried about Jill, I should go and speak with him.
Joshua could go, hey, are you up for a round of beer pong? And the answer would be yes. These two brothers spent a lot of time not being able to hang out with each other. Before we go, the wages of fate. Do you remember what you told me that night at Phoenix Gate? That while the fate of Rosaria sits on my shoulders, the fate of its dominant sits upon yours. But are we not both dominants of fire? Does not the flame of our forebearers burn in both our hearts? Should I not protect you as you have protected me? You have chosen to be my shield. Now let me choose to be yours. Is this not what our father wanted? Okay, gonna read through it. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna keep a very steady gait on this. What Sid wanted, to cast aside fate and forge our own paths. Grant me this, Clive. Let me be your strength. I have not had any traumatic events today, but this is really getting to me, I have to say. A hideaway welcome. Etta seems fond of the silver bow we gave her. So much so, she's been taking to setting it atop her belly as she rests. To hear her tell it, the rascal kicks something fierce when she does too. Sounds like we've another fighter on our hands, and none too soon. I can hardly wait to teach our newest little cursebreaker everything I know, though I suppose we can all celebrate first. No need to get ahead of ourselves now. I just want to check very quickly if there's any update for our squire.
I will not forget this kindness, my lord.
No.
I shall go to Eastport.
Okay.
But as soon as the rebuild...
I keep talking to him and hoping that he will have been to Eastpool and that there's an advancement on that story.
Still alive, are ya?
Oh, did we never talk to her about Origin? I browsed down here because it didn't have a check mark and then read, ask about Origin. Here to say your goodbyes, are you?
Ta-ra then.
For now, but you'd better come back, or I'll fly up there and drag you home by your ear.
Thank you, Karen.
didn't think you'd find the thought appealing. Look, just don't die, alright? A change in leadership's bad for business. Aye, you're off to kill a god. So what? You've done everything else you've put your mind to, haven't you?
You could do this too. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
We will. I wanted to check potions specifically. And we're actually good on potions.
Come again.
Also,
I'm
don't
not much bothered either way.
I don't think that we've got anything new, but did we really not?
Crack the crystal.
Kill a god, save the world. Or miss anything? No, that's pretty much the plan.
Not a very good one.
If you ask me.
But then?
I can't say I've had much practice killing gods. Now, forging kit to kill a god, that I might be able to help you with. Reckon it's the least I can do, after all you've given us. And it's more than enough. You can thank me when you get back.
And?
Alright, let's go talk to Joshua about his letter. Oh, but we can change the appearance of Defender if we like the look of those other weapons. Because that's here in appearance. Let's go to weapon. And what have we unlocked here? It's so over-designed, though. Just look at it. Brightburn, Grindstone, Invictus. Oh, here's Everdark. I don't hate Everdark as a look. Sure, since we're not going to use it, let's just switch it up, like, visually. All right, now we'll go talk with Joshua.
Joshua, I read your message. You're right. Jill is different. I don't think I'd realized how different, but since we returned from Drake's spine, I've felt it more and more.
I suppose it's not hard to imagine why.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is still one of us. To let her know that we still need her, now more than ever. That you still need her. But how to do that? When last we were truly close, we were but children.
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the Duchy? And Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill.
To see the snow daisies, I remember. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boys combing the countryside.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take refuge in a grove of oaks before we'd even made it halfway there. It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we should first go and see if there are actually still any snow daisies left. What would you do without me, Clive? I can't say my travels ever took me back to Man's Hill. I'm curious to see how it has fared.
Yeah, let's hit it. Man's Hill is presumably right here. So Man's Hill looks like it's just past this rock outcropping, and no, that's a cliff where I died. Wait, so how do we get... Oh, there's a little pathway to it here. There we go.
This is the place, but...
I'm sorry, Clive.
Has nowhere been spared. What do we do now?
We keep looking. Mans Hill cannot be the only place where snow daisies grow.
Perhaps, but it's the only place I know of. Knew of.
Then why not ask someone who might know of another?
Someone in the backyard? To the hideaway, then.
Really? Do it straight back to the hideaway. Okay. We'll go here, and go talk with the folks down in the botany area. Coming down here, I'm very, very glad that Clive and Joshua are doing something additional, you know, on behalf of Jill, like looking to reconnect with her. Because of what I consider to be sort of the principal characters in the game, I feel like Jill has received like the least amount of attention. Where she came from, what she went through during the 13 years that Clive was being, you know, a bearer and being pressed into service. Like, she went through a lot there, and I feel like we've only ever touched on it, and it hasn't really been addressed. I don't think that the story has a lot of room to dwell on it, but also it feels like a lot of what she's been through has sort of been pushed to the background in favor of a focus on what Clive and now Joshua has been through. It feels like her journey has been as important, so it's nice to see her getting some additional time here in the story.
Oh, what brings you down from the heavens, Sid?
I need your advice. Joshua and I are looking for a place where snow daisies grow. Preferably in abundance.
Snow daisies. Then you'll want somewhere not too hot and not too cold, and where the winds are strong enough to carry the seeds. I reckon Mans Hill would be a good place to start. There in the Royal Meadows, perhaps? Both have similar climbs and the right elevation. If the Blight hasn't claimed them yet.
Right. Thank you.
Did you learn where we might find our flowers?
The gardener here mentioned the Royal Meadows in Sambrak.
The fields beyond Northreach. Well, if that's the case, then Yote was right. I recalled that she kept the record of our travels, you see. So I asked her if she'd perhaps noted anywhere that snow daisies grew, and she mentioned Oilefeist Bay.
Whose shores border the meadows. Off we go, then.
The winds that blow across the Royal Meadows from Oilefeist Bay are strong indeed. Strong enough for snow daisies, it seems.
Okay, very cool that he was following up on his own lead. Let's go to map, and we want to go up here. While we're going, and the topic is on Jill, who has had her icon, let's say, shared out to Clive.
It's vast. Where do we even start?
Yote mentioned the coastline. We can start there.
Yeah, I think we actually saw them around the edge there. I just wanted to say that at one point Clive warned Dion that he might lose himself permanently if he like primes right now. I'll just say that what happened to Benedicta when she primed after having like after having her icon taken by Clive, I took that as a reflection of her emotional state when she's like, let it all burn, like the whole world, nothing here is worth saving. I'm gonna use every last ounce of my power to destroy it all. That's what I took it as. I wasn't thinking of it as, oh, she's lost the direct human connection to her icon, but she can still prime by allowing Garuda to take over entirely. Let's just take a quick look at, gear and icons, and I want to just switch this up for any other set. Oh, sure. Yeah, we haven't done the sword ability in a while.
See them?
I do. Flowers and our friends. Nice try.
Okay, really want to get this guy. Hold on.
You're finished.
What do you see, boy?
Let's hope this is the last one.
Only one way to find out.
Oh wait, no, we have to hold X, that's what it is. So there. Oh, no, no, no.
I'm hurt, Torgo.
Oh no, hold on. It is potion time. Hold on.
Guess we're all ready.
That was harder than I expected. But Founder, it was worth it. They're beautiful.
Do you think Jill will like them?
She'll love them. Come on. Let's go.
It appears my work is done. The rest, as they say, is up to you. Well, you and the skies. We wouldn't want another thunderstorm now, would we?
I was gonna, like, make a little joke about now it's time for a date with Jill, and I guess Joshua can come along, but this really was his whole deal. It's incredibly noble and kind of him to step aside and I guess let Clive and Jill do this on their own. I would actually really prefer that he comes along. It's like they said earlier, the last time they were all close, they were children, and he's an adult now, so is she. It feels like a good opportunity for them to get to know each other as adults.
Jill, there's something I'd like to show you.
There is? And where might this something be?
It's, not here. Now, I know this is sudden, but how would you fancy a trip to Oriflamme?
There are so many. This is what you wanted to show me. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. The smile on your face is enough. We've been worried about you, Joshua and I. Do you remember when I took you to Man's Hill? Or tried to?
How could I forget? You saw me crying and thought a change of scenery might lift my spirits. In the end, it earned me a nasty cough and a stern scolding from your mother. But I felt wonderful nonetheless.
I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was getting us both into. But I couldn't bear to see you like that.
Before we left, my chambermaid told me she'd overheard your mother talking about my marriage prospects with some of the noblewomen at court. They were debating whether it would be more profitable to marry me off to one of the high houses instead of saving me for the ducal line. No one thought to ask me what I wanted. I was nothing to them. A pawn at best. I felt so trapped, so lonely.
I didn't know.
But I wasn't alone. You were there. Your hand in mine as we ran for those oaks. And I knew then, no matter what happened, I would be all right. I'll never forget that feeling. Before we broke camp, the morning after the storm, do you know what I did?
No? What?
I slipped away from my governess to climb the tor. And from there I saw a sea of petals, all reaching for the sun. And I realized that no matter how terrible the night, dawn would always come. That you would always come for me. And you have. Again and again.
Where do you see us when all this is over?
I don't know. Not here, though. I think I've outgrown the twins. After everything we've been through, the realm just seems so small. I'll need some space to spread my wings.
Then that's what you'll have. And I'll stop at nothing to see that you do.
I never was much good at garlands, but it'll have to do.
I'll treasure it forever.
Thank you, Clive. For this, the flowers, for everything. It's exactly what I needed. You are my treasure. We should probably be getting back. I expect the others are wondering where we are.
You're right. There's still much to do.
And we'll do it together.
Jill has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Yeah, we haven't seen her as much of her. I thought that Joshua was with us basically all the time, but here she is, so I'm glad to have Jill with us. A new quest line. Ah, look at this. So this is the DLC. We will not be starting the DLC as part of this episode. I really want to have a specific episode dedicated to this, but Echoes of the Fallen. A new quest line is now available by speaking with Karin at her stall in the Hideaway. And the Rising Tide is the other one, by inspecting the reading table in Clive's Hideaway chambers. Okay, well, we will go take a look at this. Just a couple very quick thoughts. First of all, if somebody asked me to describe to them the best garland they've ever seen, it would basically be, I would basically describe what Jill did there. So when she says she's never been much good at it, I'm being dead serious. I don't even know what a nicer garland would look like. It seems really good. B, if she's not good at making them, I'm just letting you know that they could give me access to this entire field of flowers and lessons, and I would hand them tatters. Like, there would be no garland at the end of all of that effort. So it seems pretty damn good to me. All right, and our next quest is actually right here in Northreach, very close to where we were just hanging out in that meadow of snowdrops. Let's have a quick chat with the dame.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you? Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. he must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him by all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch, but perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together. The task of organizing the town watch has been taking up a great deal of Philippe's time of late. And the rest he spends guarding the main gate to the markets. You'll find him there, most likely.
All right, we'll head over right now. Yeah, the woman that just came up, and I apologize for not having caught her name. I agreed with every word she said, and also still felt very suspicious of her motivations, what her driving factor was. Everything she said I agreed with, and yet it still felt like she was using this as a proxy for
to abandon the people to their fates.
being in an argument with her father.
I'm not.
Please, I beseech you. If you're a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends, and someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dane to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
All right, and based on the proximity, it'll probably just be a very quick drive, or ride.
Let's go. Faster!
Yeah, I think it's the vehemence with which she makes the case, and also, like, and we will drive my father from these lands permanently. It's just, what we want to do is what Clive had said, like, I didn't come away thinking that the Duke for Northreach here was a bad person. I do feel like he's trying to reestablish the previous order, which is not what we're trying to do.
Be
also,
safe.
That's a fight that we can have after we don't have monsters beating down the gates. The gates, rather.
I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Oh, I am so far away from everybody else. Wait, where are we? Okay, hold on. We gotta go find the friends that are doing the healing. Wait, where we go?
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dane was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I fought a few of these things. And while I can't promise to hold them all back, I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you, both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
All right, we got to get out there. Now I feel like a fucking idiot for having, like, spoken up on behalf of that guy. Oh, he doesn't seem like he's all that bad and whatever. No, what we just saw there is his condemnation of the dame proves he has absolutely no idea who she is. He says, oh, yes, I know who you are. No, he plainly does not, because the dame is a real community leader. She is as important as the leader of the guards, as the leader of the marketplace, the traders that are coming in. She is a highly respected and well-known member of the community. She's a leader. She's providing a community service that his own guards find to be very, very important, and she commands a lot of respect from the people here in Northreach. And for him to have spoken in such a dismissive and insulting manner, like, A, that's not how you talk to people. B, she didn't say or do anything at all to be deserving of that. She at no point challenged his authority in a way that should have made him that defensive. And also just the off-the-cuff assumption that she had led his own daughter astray, as though they hadn't been at loggerheads before this. It feels like this is a long-running feud between the two of them. So he's wrong. And then you get into the fact that the only way that he ever could have spoken to her that way is if he had no idea what she meant to the community. He has made zero attempt to get to know the people of the Northreach beyond the most, cursory introductions. He just humiliated himself, and I feel awful for having, said, oh, we didn't seem like he's all that bad. At this point, if he did wind up getting completely, just driven from Northreach, that would be no loss. Not to these folks.
There are so many of them.
Not for long.
Okay, I feel like I hit something there, but I couldn't swear to it.
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun.
Oh boy, too early.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again. As did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that, and I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sanbreque, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
Well, I mean, she's right over here. So, here's the thing. Do we condemn someone forever for who they have been, or when they realize the error of their ways and then take immediate steps to make amends, do we cheer them on that path? I feel like, I'm sorry, Duke, Guy, I just learned Sabine, and now I don't know his name.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
I feel like he realized the error of his ways, and then when he's like, well, now she should lead everybody. Well, she should certainly be listened to. She should certainly be a leader of them. But I might submit that where Isabel here is going to have intimate knowledge of the resources of Northreach and who would be good at different roles and how to marshal the will of the people, Duke Guy over there would probably have a lot of information, or a lot more thorough and complete information about resources outside Northreach that they might draw upon in shoring up the defenses and getting the bastions and the walls and stuff set up. There can be room for more than just one leader. There can be a collection of different ideas on how to do it correctly if they, as they said so eloquently, work together instead of calling each other horrible names and trying to put each other down.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the crystalline dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
We have brought Northreach together. Now the fight begins to keep her together. For if this town is to survive, we must all play our part. Including you, Clive.
All right, and I think that wraps up things here in Northreach, and probably for this episode. There's a couple more side quests to do, but I think the next episode is going to be diving directly into the first DLC pack. I do not know if that is something that can be done in the span of a single episode, but maybe we'll focus on that DLC story, then do some more side quests, then on a second DLC story once that's wrapped up. So I think we'll call it right here. Thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you in the next one.